Hear that Sasquatch howling in the night.
I think we should sing it. Do we have the instrumental?
Paranormal beings come out to play.
Ooh, yeah.
Feel that chill upon your neck.
Oh, on your neck, baby.
But do not fear when the Rougarou barks, because I'll follow you into the dark.
Yeah, into the dark, baby.
Follow you into the dark.
Into the dark and language that may be unsuitable for younger listeners. Listener discretion is advised.
God,
Hello.
I love that intro.
Greetings and welcome to N.W.C.S. Into the Dark podcast episode number 32.
3-2.
Middle Earth.
3.
Or center of the Earth.
It's not Middle Earth.
Center of the earth?
Wait,
No, it's Inner Earth or Hollow Earth.
Hollow.
Middle Earth
you-
is completely different.
Interesting.
Wow.
I was gonna say, okay, where's the note guy? Don't we have a note guy for this? Because I feel like I've gone down the wrong path.
So what we're
here.
saying is my notes
I was-
are incorrect. My
I
notes
was
are
under the
incorrect.
impression it was Middle Earth.
Yeah.
So are we talking about hobbits or not?
No.
We're talking about
We're talking
Damn it.
about the
Center
the underworld.
Damn it.
center Earth. Okay.
This is
My
gonna be
microphone
interesting.
is.
I have a feeling I'm all alone here.
Well, I'm going to talk about Gandalf.
Okay, if you'd like
You
to.
shall not pass.
Perfect. Scott, you and I are on the same page, buddy.
Okay, good.
All right.
This will be a good one. This will be hopefully better than the other one. In the studio tonight, we've got Rob,
Hello.
we've got Tab,
Hey there.
and Danny from
Rancho Cucamonga, California.
Insert
Anaheim?
name here. That works.
California.
Hi, everyone. We're gonna
And
run out of cities.
myself, Scott, is here. And
How many of us is
let
that?
me look around
How
the
many
room.
is that?
Let me look around the room. Who are we missing? Who are we missing?
Yeah, for the second week in a row,
What's his name?
Jamie.
James.
Bob.
Jesse.
Jesse.
Jesse,
That's
Jesse,
it.
Jesse,
Yeah, that's
Jesse.
it.
Oh,
Jesse.
That's the guy.
And
That's
who
the
else
guy.
is missing here?
Phil.
McGillicuddy.
Phil. Is it Phil?
Pete.
Petey.
Petey
Gone.
is
People
missing
gone. Pete.
again.
Oh, those
What?
guys.
I'm
know.
going to be there.
I don't
I'm going to be there.
I don't know. I like my new seat in the studio.
Well, I think you're stuck
Is it a
to
little
it.
more
I
cozy?
kind of like it here.
Sitting there with no trousers on. I think you're
Still,
attached
Again?
to it.
still, Jesse.
This is-
Still sitting
This
here.
is awkward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where is Jesse?
I don't know.
I think he said
MIA.
something about getting the vid.
Well,
Yeah, but it's been
he's
weeks
had plenty
now.
of time to get over that. Not even a simple, friendly reply. I can't make it, or I'm sick, or I'm in the hospital, or
I'm dying.
Are you even allowed to call out of the
my
hospital
leg has
anymore?
been amputated. Who's got a phone?
I think
Who's
you can.
connected?
We're actually.
It's gonna have to be Danny.
Should we here?
They have Danny try calling him.
No, I could call him from.
Let's
under
do
phone.
this. Let's
okay.
do this. We're gonna get to the bottom of this right now.
I'm calling him right now.
We're getting to the bottom of it.
Make it happen.
Somebody may have to
Add
edit
a
this.
call. I'm gonna add a call.
Somebody's gonna have to edit this because it's gonna be
No, we can
painful.
figure it out.
Gonna be painful to listen. But we need to get a hold of Jesse and get an excuse on why he's not here, and then we need to get a hold of Petey. Okay.
Danny's on hold right now.
Is there any way? Oh, you're gonna wait until.
Yeah, Danny's on hold, so I'm calling Jesse.
He's not gonna answer.
Oh no.
Would you?
Well,
Would you
heck no.
answer?
But we should call Petey too.
If we were in the middle of a podcast and you knew it, and
Yeah,
your
yeah.
and your phone rang.
Oh,
no,
yeah.
I'm not answering.
Well, I'm gonna call Petey too.
Okay. All right.
Since we could
Your
all leave.
call has been forwarded
we
to
could
an
leave-
automated voice messaging
Leave a
system.
message. Leave a message.
Let's all leave a
5
message.
0
I'll edit
3
it out, or maybe I
6
won't.
is not available. At the tone, please record your message. When you've finised recording,
The
you may hang
voicemail
up
box is
or
full.
press.
Hey, Danny, we're gonna leave a message.
Danny.
Hey, Jesse.
Hey, Jesse.
We're doing a podcast right now.
Hey.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey.
Hi,
And,
Jesse.
wondering
How
where
you
you
feeling,
were.
buddy?
Yeah,
We're
you're
on our second episode of the day.
without you. I'm sitting in your
Rob's
seat,
sitting in your chair. No, he's
naked.
shitting in it.
So we're just all letting you know we're not happy. Not happy.
All right.
Anyway, have a good day.
Bye-bye.
See you.
Night.
Oh,
or maybe we won't.
Damn it! I just hung up on Danny.
Well,
All right, call him back. Okay.
Hello.
Hey there. Okay.
hey, Danny, we're in the middle of a podcast and
You're taking a poo.
wondering where you were.
He's in the bathroom.
Okay. Well, Danny, I'm gonna call Pete now again. So it puts you on hold while I call. So we're gonna call Petey now.
And we'll know if he pushes the button to like force us to voicemail. How many rings is
I
that?
want to participate in leaving a message too if we get there.
You just did.
We'll
Yeah, I know.
we'll
The
pull you
second
in.
time.
We'll
Okay.
pull you in.
All right.
Let's see if Petey answers. Because I got a bone to pick with that kid.
How rude.
I'm glad you're calling with your phone and not mine because he didn't take my calls.
He didn't take mine
So why are we even trying?
because we're gonna leave him a fantastic message.
503 is not available.
Or maybe I won't.
Hey, Pete. Good afternoon. It's
Hey,
Sunday. It's about
buddy.
1:13.
Hi, Petey.
Yeah.
We had
Yeah.
a podcast
buddy.
we were doing.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
we're actually in the middle of that podcast
And
right
we decided
now.
to call
Right
you.
now.
And
Right
and
now.
I'm sad that you're not here.
And you're not here.
Where? Wait.
Once
just
again.
double check, guys. Just double check.
I'm
He's
looking.
not,
I'm
like,
looking.
in the-
Danny, I'm looking
Okay.
around the studio right now.
I just
He's
wanted-
not
I don't
here.
see
I
him.
just wanted to make sure.
Pete?
Okay.
Petey?
Pete?
Pete,
Will the real Petey
wait.
please stand up? Please stand up. Please stand
Did we
up.
nail down where we're supposed to be?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, he.
Did you-
Studio.
So anyway, Pete, you had said if I don't, I'm in.
I'm in. I'm
all in. I'm all in.
Turn a new leaf.
And if I'll take it, whatever you guys got for me,
did you offer
cornhole
food?
games, whatever it is, I'm down. You're not here,
You're missing the
and you
pizza,
did
too.
say I said if you're not here, you're getting taken off the group text. So
And then there was free pizza.
yeah, and we had free pizza.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, to which
Usually
you missed.
KFC.
Anyway, we're just calling to let you know that we're extremely disappointed.
Alrighty.
Disappointed.
All right.
Yeah.
Bye, Pete.
Bye.
Bye.
Deuces.
Nighty night.
Bye.
Okay, let's get back to the episode.
And we're back.
We're back.
Okay, let's redirect. Get back onto task.
Focus. Inhale. 2 breaths in, 1 out. Focus. Limbic system.
Limbic system.
Limbic.
Prefrontal cortex.
Yep.
While we're here, is there anything new? Anything new with the group? I think we've been over everything new. Petey's not here. Again, Petey's not here. Jesse's not here.
Not here. Jesse's
Again,
not here.
Jesse's not here.
Okay.
Wait, should there be some sort of punishment?
I don't know.
I mean,
I've been in that boat, Scott.
well,
I mean, I had my reasoning.
Yeah, but you communicated with us. Like,
Yeah.
you told us
Yeah.
what was going on. You're
Right.
it wasn't just a no call, no show, like you're ghosting some chick that you
You're-
had
you're-
fun with, and then you're just kind of, all done.
No
and
call, no
kinda-
show.
That's true. That's true.
You were
Kinda
I
shooting
didn't
one
look
of
at it
those.
that way.
You're shooting one of those movies in California.
Here we go again.
Hey guys, hey, okay. One time I do it, and wait, who are we talking about?
We're talking about me. So, Danny, what do you have to tell us about
For
that?
the record,
Oh yeah. So you guys ready to move on?
yeah. For the record, I want everyone to know I am the only person who has not missed an episode.
Wow.
That's true.
You want a
Yeah,
cookie?
that's true.
Do you want?
I
do you want
would
a
like
cookie?
some
Brownie point.
I honestly feel that
wants
it's
a
time.
gold
I mean,
star?
we're over 30 episodes in. I think I need a Golden Mike Award.
Oh,
Some sort of Golden Mike
I
Award.
got some spray paint in the car.
No.
I got
I
a
mean,
golden mic for you. What?
He's got a golden mic for you.
wow.
What does that mean?
Okay,
What
this is moving
I
on.
don't-
But
I don't-
I'm just dropping it so it's in everyone's little brain.
Oh,
Golden
Your
Mike,
got
some
me
sort
a
of
cookie.
never missed an episode Golden
And a hug.
Microphone Award.
Yeah, we'll work on that.
he
And a
wants
cookie.
another something like a plaque to put on his wall.
Yeah,
an
a plaque.
achievement award.
Yeah.
Right.
Like a
I hear
major
Lifetime
award.
achievement
I-
award.
Something fragile.
Fragile.
Yes.
Gotcha.
All right. This topic is
Participation award.
not Middle Earth, not Center Earth, not
It's inner Earth.
Inner Earth,
Yes. Hollow Earth.
We-
Hollow Earth.
We really need to get that note guy on
Yeah.
point
Yeah.
here.
Hey,
because
I've got
I
a
feel
note.
like there was a miscommunication.
Danny, I've got a note to talk to the note guy. It's gonna happen.
I have a feeling nobody did any homework, and it's going to be.
Oh, we
all
did.
on-
We did.
Oh,
I
yeah.
did.
Did you?
I did.
Did you?
I did lots of
Okay.
research and
All right.
stuff. Yep.
On Middle Earth.
No, on center Earth, cortex, the cortex.
Well, I did Middle Earth.
Orth? Middle Orth?
Well, we could talk about that.
What do you got for us, Tab? Center Earth, center of the Earth.
There are people that believe that there's another world lying just beneath the surface of our planet. To a number of cultures, like the ancient Greeks, for one. It's a dark place filled with the souls of the dead. But most of these early beliefs were metamorphical or mythical in origin.
Metamorphic.
Are you going to do this throughout Tab's entire introduction?
We
Modern
usually-
science holds that the Earth is an unbroken series of layers, crusts, and liquid magma surrounded.
A timeout. I'm in the process of editing our latest recorded episode besides the ones we're doing.
Why don't you focus on being
time out.
involved in this podcast instead of editing?
No, I'm saying that we hacked Tab's other subject he was talking about. So I think
sorry.
I think we should give him the floor is what I'm trying to say.
You're saying shut up? Okay. I'll stop.
As you're editing, sitting at
I'm
the
just
table,
telling you.
editing during a podcast.
No, not right now. I'm not editing
Okay,
right
we'll
now.
we'll give Tab the floor. Let's.
Well, now you guys
just
put me,
want you to
Johnny,
know
on the
I was-
spot. I don't mind a little bit of interaction while I'm talking, but
Okay.
Here is Tab. He's on the mic.
Can-
Oh,
Okay,
Oh my
let's give
God.
Tab. Go ahead.
modern science holds that the Earth is an unbroken series of layers, crusts, and liquid magma surrounded by a dense hot
magma.
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 Primarily of iron and nickel, but not everyone is convinced.
I'm sorry. Did you say magma or schmegma?
It was magma.
Oh,
Schmagma would work
Okay.
because, yeah.
Oh God.
I mean,
Should-
there
should
could
we
be
just-
schmagma.
we
We,
should
would
probably
never
just-
know. We've only drilled. Man has only drilled, I think, as far as 12 miles, and the crust is like
That's what she said.
800 miles thick.
Okay. Let's give Tab the floor.
Yeah, right. In the 17th century, some of the leading scientific minds of the time came up with a new theory that the planet is actually hollow. This idea is proven incredibly durable. That's what the article says. I'm thinking that meant doable.
Well, provided the Earth was round.
Right.
I was going to say, how is it hollow if it's flat?
Right.
What?
All the pictures that are dictated that I've come across, they almost lay it out like it's a flat Earth. And we can get into that too if you want.
Well, what are you saying? The Earth is round?
Well, it is round and flat, Scott.
Interesting.
No. There are people out there that believe that the world is flat, which is crazy to me.
Another episode.
Yeah. Where was I?
You were
So
at
the
schmegma.
hollow Earth theory sounds like science fiction. It is often presented in such, but some of the history's greatest scientists have subscribed to it. At one point, it seemed downright logical. Possibly the first person to scientifically speculate about the hollow Earth was none other than Edmund Halley of the Halley comet fame. Proposed in...
Hellbop?
Yeah, well, no. Halley's comet.
Oh, Haley's.
Yeah. Proposed
Oh,
in
boy.
1692 as a way of explaining anomalous compass readings. Halley's theory is that the planet is a series of nestled spherical shells spinning in different directions, all surrounding a central core. In his estimation, based on the readings of the magnetic field, and that he knew of the gravitational pull of the sun and the moon on the Earth, this model could account for any inaccuracies in the readings of the magnetic field of the planet. He also positioned that the space between each shell may have had luminous atmosphere capable of supporting life. So that was like in the 1700s. And then, the science side of it, I wanted to kind of get into the
The suspense is killing me.
okay, from science to science fiction. Well, okay, I mean, just on this subject, I was just going down rabbit holes, and then I'd get into, the Germans, Hitler. Some theories that Hitler actually went to Middle Earth and didn't die in the war, or the Germans actually communicated with the beings that reside in Hollow Earth. People believe
Paranormal beings?
Yeah, paranormal. I mean, godlike people, godlike race is what they describe them as.
I thought you said beans.
Yeah, beans. There's they're beans, right up your alley, Danny.
Okay, thank goodness. I'd have died.
And then you get into the Titans. A movie that we probably should have did a review on was
Wrath of the Titans.
Clash.
King Kong versus Godzilla. That's the movie we should have did.
That would have been awesome.
Yeah. I have you ever heard of the Book of Enoch?
I have.
Was that written by a Sleestack?
No, actually, it was a banned book that was not included into the Bible by the church, the Catholic Church.
Mm-hmm.
The only reason I bring in that Land of the Lost reference is, wasn't there a character in there called Enoch?
It could have been.
I think so.
Maybe Land of the Lost had some truth to it.
Maybe. Or they just based it on
I think
truth.
everything has some level of truth to it, right?
I think so. So, I mean, I just kept going down these rabbit holes, of all around the world, there's different cultures that believe basically in a hollow earth. You've got the Aztec culture where they believe, that's where they take their dead or I didn't really get into each one, but another was the Egyptians. I wish I would have wrote my notes a little better. I'm just looking at the wrong paper.
What was that?
How would we evidence it if we did have a hollow earth? Like, what would we expect to see different? Or the same?
Well, what's funny is some of the people that believe this think that there's, and instead of a core, but that there's an actual sun in the center of the earth.
Right.
And that it's kind of like everything is on the outside. Because I guess in the Book of Enoch, they talk about water above when they're talking about the inner earth. And then a lot of people believe that aliens come from this realm. That they're not actually extraterrestrial, but interterrestrial.
Well, I know that there is a lot of videos, take it for what it's worth, but there are a lot of videos that show unidentified aerial phenomena coming out of the ocean.
Oh, like Mount Angel, right?
Right.
Yeah, that actually launch from out of the ocean. Like
yeah, I mean, we know more about space than we do about what's in the ocean. We only know 5%.
Well, I mean, they even show them going in mountains too, not just the water. Though.
Right. The South Poles,
Sounds
North
like
Poles.
another, yeah.
Well, and there are some things show that there's, like the crust, the mantle, then there's like a liquid outer core and then a solid inner core. I mean,
yeah, you got the core, you've got the inner magma.
Yeah.
And then I guess recently they've discovered, and it's kind of hard to explain because I'm not a scientist, but they've done some lab studies with using high pressure in diamonds that somehow they've figured out that there has to be an ocean between the inner mantle and the outer mantle, which is, I don't know how many thousands of miles, maybe 2,000, 3,000 miles under the earth. And its combination, it's more than all the oceans on the outside. Then it's just crazy.
Seems like it very well could be if that is true.
Right. I mean, they can't prove it because we've only been able to drill like 10 to 12 miles. And I think it was the Russians that have drilled the deepest.
Didn't that happen recently?
No, I think it was, maybe within the last 10 years, maybe 12 years.
Yeah.
They had to stop because it just got so hot. I mean, they were just melting bits,
Jeez. Another movie idea, by the way. Pacific Rim is all about aliens coming from the sea. By the
Oh.
way. Great movie.
Yeah, that was 12 years ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, somewhere in there.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a pretty good movie.
So the center of the Earth is roughly 3,959 miles down.
Yeah.
That's pretty crazy.
Who knows that?
Yeah. So I kept going down these rabbit holes, and it was really hard to stay focused on one thing, because of the religion, the aspect of all these cultures around the world believing in something similar. It kind of reminds me of all the pyramids that exist on the planet, and they didn't have any sort of communication with each other, but they were all building pyramids around about the same time. It's just kind of bizarre. One of the cultures it was in India. In India, there was this island, and I can't find my notes on it. Agartha. And it doesn't exist anymore.
Somebody was supposed to give me notes.
Yeah.
Whose notes are these?
Exactly.
Where's my notes? Where's my notes? Don't we have somebody that brings us notes?
Thank you for that, Scott.
You're welcome.
I got them now. So this India reference, I guess there was an island, and it existed basically a race of godlike people, and it was kind of like a utopia. And they were so isolated, the rest of the world didn't even know about them. But I guess there was some catastrophe, and so they all went underground. And so basically this is, it's kind of like people describe it as an Eden, just a utopia. And then other people believe that's where the Garden of Eden exists, is deep underground. And the timeline in India was like 51,000 before Christ. So I mean, that's like how many years ago? That's what, 12.
Scott?
Minus
Or no,
2021.
that would be like 70,000 years ago.
Yeah.
And this is mythical creatures, like they describe creatures being larger than normal just because of the way that the ecosystem is there. So yeah, I mean, and then you get into giants. That's where people believe giants came from. People believe that there's dinosaurs. They went underground too, and it's crazy. I mean, there's so many things that you can hit on. You could just do this for days and find all kinds of scenarios. But that's kind of my take on it.
Danny?
We can talk about Middle Earth now.
Yeah. So if we take a look at Gandalf was a wizard.
No, hold on.
Whoa.
From-
That's Middle Earth.
Oh,
That's what he studied,
okay.
Scott.
Yeah, I studied Middle Earth because that's what's written on the show outline.
Okay.
So-
Tell us
The
about
note guy,
Gandalf.
note guy messed up on that one.
Tell us about Gandalf, Danny.
So Gandalf was a wizard and was from Middle Earth.
He's going with this.
We'll get into my stuff later, but nonetheless, I'll just say based off of where I was actually listening, Tap, by the way, but I don't know. This isn't something that really crossed my radar in the past, other than even looking at the movie, like I referenced, Pacific Rim, the concept of aliens coming from the ocean or even whatever's below the ocean.
Yeah.
I don't know that it's really been. I didn't realize the kind of world or theories behind this whole hollow Earth or Middle Earth or center Earth, whatever we're calling it, theory,
Right.
that there's this whole world inside of a world. But that's it is fascinating. And even movies like Wrath of Titans, and you referenced some things in different movies that I've seen, but I didn't realize there was this whole kind of working theory behind it. So that's pretty cool.
Well, I
guess.
mean, you could just use your imagination. I mean,
Mhm.
what if Noah's Ark wasn't actually a boat? What if it was Noah knowing where this portal was and took all the animals and saved them underground? And then when you know what I mean? And then, I mean, you could just go on and just use your imagination.
Mhm.
You know, is crazy. And you can't explain something. Oh, they came from underground, or whatever.
Right.
You don't even need to believe in alternate universes. You can just go, well, they're, you got magnetism and you got all this other hocus pocus stuff going on, that scientifically works, but, I don't know. It just goes.
What if that is where, quote unquote, heaven is?
Right. And we're in hell,
Yeah, right.
We're the ones exposed to all the nastiness of space and the radiation and everything, and they're all protected underground.
COVID.
Exactly.
So we all need to dig ourselves a little trench and get underground. Is what we're saying.
Yeah, at least 800 miles.
800
least.
miles.
You got to get past the
Could you
hot
imagine?
stuff.
Yeah, I thought it was like 3,000 miles.
And how
the
far did the
center.
Russians make
Yeah.
it?
What's that? The Russians
far
made
did
it
the
like
Russians make
12
it?
miles.
I can't find anything on that.
That's
I can't remember. It's something.
that's the Kola Peninsula
Yeah,
in
that's
Russia
like
near
8
Murmansk.
miles.
in the
isn't it?
The United States did, I think, about 8. I think there was a race.
Oklahoma, they got 6 miles deep,
6 miles.
32,000 feet, 6 miles deep, and they eventually had to halt the well because it struck molten sulfur, and that was Project Mohole. And in 1961, that's when it began, when they attempted to drill through the Earth's crust in the Pacific Ocean off the coast of Mexico, where the crust is allegedly shallow. In 1966, funds ran out and the project was closed. Their goal was to reach between the upper mantle and the Earth's crust. Quote, fell short of their goal, reaching only 601 feet below the sea floor in 12,000 feet of water, which is pretty impressive. And then the deepest hole in the world, that one was in the Kola Peninsula in Russia. They call it the Kola Well, and it was drilled for research purposes beginning in 1970, and after 5 years of digging, the Kola Well reached 23,000 feet. Work continued until the project was abandoned in 1989 because the drill became stuck in a rock almost 40,000 feet or 8 miles down.
Ooh, 8 miles.
So that's the current record for depth reached by humans.
Maybe it
Have
was.
any of these people taken a basic shop class? Because what would happen if you drill a piece of wood? I would imagine at some point, if you get far enough, it's likely to split, right?
Well,
It
I
just
think
doesn't seem
they
like a
replaced
very-
the bit.
No, he's
Well, I
talking
mean more
about
so
the Earth.
world.
Oh, yeah.
Like we're drilling a pilot hole that's split the Earth. It seems like. I guess that would be my worry, but I don't know. What do I know?
Or you're going to create a volcano.
Yeah. Like what's there's got to be okay, guys, let's just drill a hole down the middle of the Earth and see what happens.
Exactly. Well, that's science for
I don't
you.
know.
Some
And then
scientists, their egos
multiple
get in the
countries
way
tried
and they don't
this.
even think about the outcome.
It just seems stupid to me
Yeah.
if I were to say a thing. Interesting.
Rob?
All right.
Oh, I don't have too much on that. I mean, I did mention that the center of the Earth is 3,950 miles deep. I don't really have anything else to add.
I remember as a kid, I was over at my grandma's house.
You tried digging?
I started digging. I
I
thought
did
I was
that
going to get
too.
to China. My goal was to get to China before dinner time.
Yeah.
But my goal was
Why
to
is
get
it
to
always
China.
China?
Well, because isn't that just on the other end of us? So you dig a hole all the way through and you end up in China.
There's a
I think
math
it's
term for
Siberia
that.
is the complete opposite.
You pop out of the ground.
There's a math term for that. Do you know what it is? The opposite side of a sphere.
Oh, no. Do we have to go back?
A
You mean to tell you?
contradict. A contradict.
Wow.
Something like
Where
that.
did you even bring that up from? It's
That's,
called the antipodal point.
that's exactly what I said.
We can play that back, but I don't think you said anything like that.
Pretty close.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I might have to slow down the audio to make sure it was the different thing you said. Anyway, yeah.
So
the antipodal point to the U.S. is China, then.
Yeah, well, I don't know. We've
Is
got a
it?
globe in the office here. We can figure that out.
Hey, yeah, you got that globe behind you, Scott.
Yeah. I didn't point out
that was
the new
new.
addition.
Yeah.
The new addition to the studio. What do you guys think? I wish Danny could see it because it's a beauty. It's a beauty.
It's a beaut. It's
a
a beaut.
globe.
Well,
It's
Take a
a
picture.
big globe, but it's a bar. So you open up the globe almost to the center of the earth, and there's a bunch of liquor.
There isn't any liquor in it.
Interesting.
I looked. You guys.
So
have
we'll
been
send
busy.
you a picture. We'll send you a picture.
Nice. That sounds great. All right.
We're all looking at different things.
Anybody else have anything else for center of the earth?
Well, I've got some fun facts.
Okay, what do you got?
Days are becoming slower.
Yeah.
It was 23 hours during the dinosaur times. Now we're up to 24. So the planet is actually slowing down.
I actually heard this from Neil deGrasse Tyson. I can't remember exactly what he said, but on one of his podcasts, he talked about the Earth, slowing down, or
slowing
the days
down.
becoming. The days are not. I think the impact is the days are not as long. The days are not 24 hours. Right?
Yeah.
Meaning the day is not a full 24 hours because it's slowing down.
Right. It's getting longer. Days are getting longer.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah, and I guess the moon is getting further away. Eventually, Earth will lose its moon.
Interesting.
in a couple years, or
No. This is
I know.
billions of years.
Yeah.
At the equator, guess how fast people are moving at the equator?
2,600 miles per hour.
It's 1,000 miles per hour. And at
Oh,
the
okay.
poles, you're moving 0. You're just turning around in a circle.
So people are.
Around every now and then. I get it. Sorry.
Oh, so at the poles, they're like sloths. Right?
Yes.
And then
They're not moving 1,000 miles an hour.
Yeah, and then those guys are like road runners, or I guess.
So I wonder if time seems slower at the poles.
I bet you do.
Let's not start making fun of people
Okay.
at the South Pole. Do you want me to check my
Large-
analytics?
Oh, South Pole. I
I-
thought he was talking about a
I'm
different
going to
pole.
check my analytics to see what our listener
The
base is at
largest
the South
desert
Pole.
in the world is where?
It was Tab, and he
The
was talking
largest
about a
desert
pole.
It's
So
the
I'm-
Sahara.
No,
The Sahara.
Antarctica.
oh,
I'm going to go with Antarctica.
How do you define desert?
Well, I think they define it by precipitation.
And what's the difference between desert and dessert?
It's
food.
very-
Everything turns into a food.
No, I'm
subject.
serious.
A dry, sandy versus scrumptious ice cream
second
filled
S.
something. Yeah.
Did you know you
It's
weigh
it's
a
a
half?
second S.
You weigh a half pound more at the equator than you do at the poles. No, or there's a difference of a half a
Probably
pound.
probably because of centrifugal force.
Yeah,
Or it also kind of depends on what you put on your Tinder account.
there's 1.6 quadrillion tons of gold in the core of the Earth.
Ooh, that'd be a reason to drill there.
That's motivation right there.
Yeah.
I better get to my grandma's
Yeah.
and start
I mean,
finishing that hole.
let's do it.
Wow. Can we reframe that, please?
If you were able to drill a hole clear through to China, Scott, it would take you 42 minutes to get there if you were to fall in.
Oh, so if you just felt like in the movie,
Yeah.
our movie
And
review later.
I mean, if you could do that and this world wasn't spinning, because I guess from pole to pole you could do it, but if you did it from equator to equator, you would be hitting the side of because you're spinning at 1,000 miles an hour and you're falling to the center, so you'd be hitting the side of the hole.
So here's the next question. You fall through the hole.
That's what she said.
You fall through the hole. Where do you end up? You
will
if
end
we-
up
if-
right at the top. You could just jump out.
So if I,
Maybe
you'll
you
get
might want to
flung
do
out.
you might want to do a slight hop, so because I think every time you go through, you're going a little less.
but wouldn't you just keep falling into space?
Well, you would
I would
For
I would
43
think-
minutes.
you would slow down at the other end because gravity's starting to pull against you.
Oh, so you do one of those really quick jumps like you do on an elevator?
Right.
Okay,
Right.
that would
Wait,
probably
wait,
that
wait,
seems to
wait,
make
wait.
sense.
I think that only works though. If you're at the North and South Pole.
That's what I
proper.
said.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh. I
Because
didn't
if
hear
you
that.
were to do
Okay.
it equator to equator, you would be hitting the side of the hole.
or any degrees off of North and South Pole, right?
Right.
Wouldn't you, even if you were 1 degree off, you'd
Right.
probably get flung outside
Yep.
the world.
Yep.
Yeah.
Totally. So you better have good
Fun
health,
fact.
good life insurance before you jump.
Yeah. I'm
So-
pretty sure SpaceX is working on that right now.
I have a quick question, Tab. Is this fun facts or is this your
Well,
quiz?
this one you'll like.
Is it fun facts or is this your quiz?
Fine. I won't ask anymore.
Is it
I was
your
just
quiz?
trying to include you all.
I like
and make
that.
it more
No,
interactive.
But I
like
know
it.
I'm down.
But
with
I could
it.
just go through this.
No,
and
I'm
read
down
them.
with it. I'm just wondering if this is fun facts or if this is your quiz.
Tab, you don't have to yell.
But he's always giving me a hard time.
Who?
You.
I'm not giving you a hard time. I'm asking a simple question.
Okay.
Look, there's a smile on my face.
Oh wow.
Look.
That's horrible.
Look.
Horrible.
And that's made all the difference.
No.
Is
it
this
made
fun
it worse.
facts or
It made it worse.
a quiz?
Okay. In Oregon.
You never answered the question.
In Oregon. There's an 85 million year old mushroom.
Oh,
Oh.
25 acres large. Square acres large.
oh, yes. I've heard this before.
What?
Underground, though, it's because of the root, right?
Yeah. It's 35,000 tons. It's
Yeah.
called the honey mushroom. And I guess it's the only one in Oregon. Is in Oregon.
Wow.
Or maybe the largest one. Or I don't know.
So it's all underground. It's like considered one mushroom.
Right. It's the largest.
I wonder what it tastes like.
It probably
Maybe-
will get you like
Maybe honey.
probably get like hallucinations and stuff if you eat it
There's more.
Why is
do
that?
it.
Why is that not in a museum?
because it's underground.
And it's acres. 2,500 acres.
2,500 acres.
What if you build a 2,700 acre museum
Well, I
and you put
guess.
it in there and
guess.
you pay to see the world's largest mushroom?
Roadside.
Yeah.
What?
There's more viruses than there are stars in the universe. Yeah.
Wait, what?
Oh my God. What is happening right now?
I don't know.
Okay.
Go ahead, finish.
No, I think I'm done.
Tab has just completed his fun fact or quiz.
It's a little bit of both, Scott.
Okay. Why is he getting all upset?
I'm not upset. Did I say I was upset?
No, but you never answered the question. You just
I
were
don't-
like
Is there a requirement?
being weird about it. I don't. Well, it says Earth quiz on my notes.
Okay, but that's your notes.
But
I
you-
made it more of a fun fact, asking you questions, and you gave me a hard time about it.
Okay, so I'm gonna scratch off on my notes Earth quiz.
Where's your notes?
right here? I'm gonna scratch off Earth quiz, and I'm gonna put fun facts.
There you go.
3.9 miles.
That makes it more.
That's a fun fact.
See, I have
2,500 acres.
OCD, so this makes it much easier for me to look at this and get past that.
I
You-
did say it was going to be more of a fun fact thing at the beginning.
Yeah,
You
he
weren't
did.
paying attention.
You
You
weren't
guys-
paying-
you guys ready to
just
move
weren't.
on?
Hey, you want to know a fun fact? 2,500 square acres is 3.9 miles.
What does that have to do with Middle Earth?
He was just.
None
Were
of
you
this
not
had
paying
to do
attention?
anything with Middle Earth.
You
Why
were
are you
saying
both coming at me all aggressive.
your little.
It's like a
your
double
little-
attack.
Guy.
No,
He's
the
being a
mushroom. You're
Like a
saying
double attack here.
the mushroom showcase would have to be like 5 miles wide, is what I'm saying.
Well, what's stopping somebody from taking that really big mushroom?
Sheer size.
Yes.
But I mean, if you could do it,
Or even like part of it.
yeah. Is it guarded?
I doubt it. This is the first I've heard of it, and it's in our backyard.
Where is it?
Are you planning on an attack? Is that
Somewhere
what
in
you're-
Oregon.
I'm just saying, why are we not there?
I know.
Northwest Curiosity Society, we have a freaking mushroom in our backyard that's 27,000 miles long,
No.
Is it going to make us
2,400
grow like
acres.
Mario?
2,400 acres, one single mushroom.
Right.
And where
It's
is
all
it?
connected.
I don't know. In Oregon, maybe that's how they protect it.
Let's
They don't want-
research it. I mean, that seems like something you should be able to see from Google Earth image.
It's a lot of it's underground, if I recall right.
Yeah, the honey mushroom,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, honey mushroom.
Are you down, Danny, to go see this
You
honey
know,
mushroom?
It could be haunted.
Yeah. You want to know where it is?
Do you know?
This is going to be great. Yeah.
Don't tell me it's in
It's-
Canby.
Oregon's Blue
No.
Mountains.
It's in the Malheur National Forest.
Mount
Mount what?
Malheur.
Malheur. Yeah, Malheur National Forest.
That's
Isn't
also-
that where they did the little
Yeah, the
thing?
takeover. That's also
that's why.
That's also hey, coincidentally, that's also where that Witch's Mountain is. If you Google Witch's, I wonder if it has anything to do with it. Witch's Mountain in Malheur County. Interesting.
Let's do it.
Things that make you go,
It's the humongous fungus they call it.
That was part of the movie.
Humongous fungus.
He got that out of the
That
movie.
was the movie Tab watched. Danny, do you have something for us?
Yeah, well, I mean, so since we're talking about Middle Earth, I thought I'd just take a moment to ask a few questions here.
Is this? Hold on for my notes here. Is this? I gotta take notes. Is this technically a quiz or is this fun facts or?
Oh, wow.
This is a quiz. I'm going to ask you a quiz.
Danny quiz.
Yeah, and make sure you put Middle Earth because that's what's on
Danny
the
quiz Middle
outline.
Earth. Okay.
Yeah, it might be slightly different, but
What do you got for us?
Okay, so Middle Earth quiz. Okay, so who says 9 companions? So be it. You shall be the Fellowship of the Ring. Is it A, Lord Elrond, B, Gandalf, or C, Aragorn?
Aragorn.
Both of you suck. Tab, you have a guess?
What? Looking around the
One more time?
studio.
He said
Hold
B.
on.
Wait, what?
Looking around the studio. Tab's gone.
He's MIA. He's gone. Where'd he go?
What just
So
happened?
Jesse's gone. Petey's gone. And Tab just said, I'm out.
I don't know if he just said
Okay.
he's out.
Okay,
All right,
so
well.
hold on. I'm putting together a new NWCS text group.
Just it's gonna be us
Danny,
three.
Rob, and Scott. There we go. Okay. What do you got for us, Danny? What do you got?
So okay, it was not C. So what is it, Danny?
The answer is Lord Elrond.
Oh,
Lord Elrond. Yeah.
damn.
Yeah.
So
okay.
stupid. I'm stupid.
Yeah. So which of these is not an Elvish language? A, Taliska, B, Terraline, C, Sindarian.
Sindarian.
B.
And let me amend. B is pronounced Tellerin. Tellerin.
Oh, okay. Well, now that changes my thought.
I'm sorry, what was C?
Yeah, Sindarin.
Sindarin is not.
Yeah. And Rob, what do you
I'm gonna say A. That's the correct answer.
Wow, Rob, coming in from the rafters, just nailed it.
Coming in from the rear.
Talaskan.
Woohoo!
Coming in from the rear.
Taliska is not an Elvish language.
Wow.
All right.
Yay,
Yeah,
me.
Yeah.
Yay, Scott.
No, it was me. I got it right.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on.
Rob. Last one. So what marks the beginning of the third age of Middle Earth? Is it A, the elimination of Beleriand after the Wraith War? Or is
I'm
it
sorry, the
B,
what war?
The Wraith War.
Wraith.
Got it.
Yes. Or is it B, the death of Sauron when the One Ring is destroyed? Or is it C, the victory of the last alliance of men and elves over Sauron?
C.
B.
The answer is C. The victory of the last alliance of men.
2 in a
and
row,
elves over
baby.
Sauron.
2 in a row.
So stupid.
You guys want
I
one more
used to be a
tiebreaker?
wrestler in the 80s.
Oh, wait. That was Rob that got that one.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got 2 in a
Rob
row.
wins.
Give
Rob
me
wins the Middle
something.
Earth
Give me
quiz.
something to redeem myself here, Danny.
Okay. Let's see. Let's try and give you an easy one.
What?
I'm just saying. And let's just ease it up a little bit. So, okay, here's one. Who participates in the Battle of Isengard? Is it the Galadriel of the Lothrium versus Orcs of Dugaldor, or B, King Theoden, Rohirrim versus Saruman's forces?
I'm gonna go with B.
Or is-
B.
Wait. Or is it C, the Ents versus Sauron's forces?
I thought you said it was gonna be an easy one.
This is the easy one.
I am going with B. If Scott doesn't.
I'm going with B.
Okay, let me ask you first. Have you ever seen Lord of the Rings?
Anna died.
I have. I've seen them all, and I love them.
Okay.
But I get confused with the Saruman and the Sikadong and the just like Harry Potter. Like I watch Harry Potter, but I don't know the difference between a Hogwarts and a Slytherin, and like I don't get it. I don't get it.
Do you remember the Battle of Isengard?
the Battle of Blah, I don't freaking know. Like, it's an awesome cinematic movie, but man, Slytherin and Dugaldorf and King Solomon, and it's too much.
Hello, precious.
And I died. Let me help you. There's a famous scene at the end of the Battle of Isengard where the two, Merry and Pippin, are sitting in there.
See,
eating
you
food.
lost me. You lost me. The
And they talk to
Mary and
Treebeard.
Pippaman, the music is awesome, but
Do you
man.
remember Treebeard? Do you remember Treebeard? The tree, the giant tree?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That grabs him and he starts walking.
Yes. So Treebeard is in the movie. There you go.
Yeah.
And do you remember when he got into the fight?
Yeah.
Because they lit the trees on fire? That
Yeah, and
was
he
the
started
Battle of
throwing
Isengard.
apples. He was pulling apples off
There you
himself
go.
and throwing them at the Tin Man guy.
Yes,
I remember
yes.
that. Yeah.
That's the Battle of Isengard. So
Okay, I remember that.
Treebeard and his crew are Ents. They are Ents. And so the answer is C. The Ents versus
That's what I
Saruman's
said.
forces.
I said C.
No, you said
said
B.
B.
You clearly said B.
Anna died.
All right.
Okay.
What are we doing here?
Let's move on.
Y'all ready to move on?
Let's do it.
Northwest Curiosity Society's Gear Review.
All right.
Rob is going to be discussing the parabolic mic,
Okay, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
which
My favorite.
I'm going to start by saying that of all the tools that we have in our toolbox, that is by far the largest, most cumbersome thing ever. I'm always afraid I'm going to break it. We can't store it anywhere. It's big.
Yeah,
It's
is.
big.
Yeah, it is fairly big. I think where was I reading it? Was like it's like 2.5 pounds or something like that. I have it here somewhere. It's just very cumbersome. Not something we really use for any paranormal or ghost hunting. We haven't really used it for that. Excellent for the outdoors. I think that's what it was really intended for. Back in World War II, it was used quite a bit, especially by the Japanese, basically for spying and whatnot. However, I will say it is pretty excellent to try to pick up any noises at a central location. You could point it directly. Well, it is like a satellite dish, if nobody knows what it looks like. And it uses a parabolic reflector to collect and focus sound waves into a transducer. So it works really well for that. You could get it on Amazon. We have Wildtronics one. I think that's the one we have. It's plastic.
Yep.
Yeah, it's got a nice comfortable handle. Danny used it quite a bit, I think, at one of our locations, and then you guys used it on the Bigfoot hunt. And the Bigfoot hunt seems the most opt place to use that. So
Yeah, and I'll talk about a little bit about that.
yeah, I wasn't there, so I didn't get to use it for that. That's one of the things I really was looking forward to using on the Bigfoot hunt is that parabolic mic. So it's like a 22-inch clear dish. It's got both XLR and a 3.5 millimeter stereo mono outputs. It has a 9-volt battery to it. There's an accessory mount. Handle has a shock absorbing, meaning it's kind of got a foam on it, so it's not doesn't pick up sound from you. You could get a tripod to mount it on a tripod. It's got built-in windscreens, a sound booster. Inside it has a sound booster dish. Anyway,
It's got the cable attachments too, where you can hook it up to a recorder and record everything.
Yeah. So, and you could add that to it, the recording feature of it, or just connect it to maybe a computer or whatnot. Overall, yeah, it's 2.5 pounds for sure. I just found that it's works out really well for, like I said, it works really good for the outdoor use.
Yeah, we used it on a Bigfoot hunt. And when I knew that we were going to be doing this gear review, I almost thought about calling my son because he actually, of all the times that it was used, had the most compelling experience, I guess we would say. We were deep up in the woods. It was Tab, myself, my son, and Noah, Tab's son, and we were just on a Bigfoot trip. and deep, deep, deep in the woods where there had been some Bigfoot sightings. And we had heard some, branches breaking and stuff like that, which, wasn't that big of a deal. And my son was utilizing the parabolic microphone. And we heard, it was all quiet. We were all trying to be quiet. And we heard in our own ear holes loudly this deep, guttural Bigfoot growl. And it was not of any animal that we knew to be in that area. But my son, when we heard it in our own ear holes, I can only imagine what he heard because he had the headphones on and the parabolic mic attached. And the first thing he did...
With no recorder.
Yeah, with no recorder, unfortunately. The first thing he did was just literally grabbed as fast as he could the headphones and threw them off his head. He was so scared by the sound that came through there and just looked at us with these eyeballs that were huge. And I was
what
like...
What was the sound you guys heard?
It was...
How's that again?
It was a...
It was more like...
Okay.
No,
like that.
It was not that.
It was definitely, if you listen to Bigfoot audios of what people got as a Bigfoot, it was that. I mean, it was clearly...
And it was close.
And my son freaked out and just grabbed the headphones out. And he said it was so ear-piercingly loud with that parabolic mic that he thought it was literally right behind him. He was so scared.
I wonder if we could hook that up right to one of our digital recorders.
Yeah, you can.
You can.
Unfortunately, the second night we were there, we didn't catch anything, but we were prepared for that next.
Yeah.
It always happens that way.
And we could literally hear through that. This is how good that parabolic mic is. There was people camping. I don't know how far away from where we were. It was a long ways away, and we could hear talking. We could hear them talking through the parabolic mic. It was pretty crazy.
Yeah.
I have to say,
go ahead, Danny.
This is one of my favorite kind of setups. I like playing with the sound things, but like you guys said, it's especially Wildtronics as a no sponsorship here, not yet anyway. Wildtronics, but they make some really great equipment. Side note, you've got 2 XLR inputs on this, or outputs rather, that you can either do a mono recording or stereo into. So just know that you'll need at least 2 ports on your recording device if you choose to do that. But I would say my ideal setup, and I'm actually going to be working on here. They actually have some in stock finally. Is that parabolic mic in stereo mode, and still capable of recording the individual channels with either a field recorder or just even a standard Zoom hand recorder with multiple XLR inputs on it. Man, in your headset, that is like dialed. But be mindful, if you're inside of a building, it can be effective, but that sound will play tricks on you, especially bouncing off of walls and things like that.
Oh yeah.
It makes it hard to really narrow down where things are coming from if you're inside of a building that's not so large. So just be mindful of that.
I definitely think that it's one that we need to. I know that we're planning on going up to the Goat Mountain Trail.
We keep talking about that.
I know we keep almost as much as I own California and Preston Castle, but we will make it there. But yeah, I really like of all the tools that we have this, and we don't get to use it very often. And I would like, it's one of my favorites. I'd like to see an experiment with it a little bit at a haunted location. If we're in a building and we just kind of sit in a room with that on, imagine what you might pick up with that. I don't know.
For viewers out there not knowing, if they're not familiar, a lot of football games, like just NFL or college football games, there'll be somebody on the sidelines, and they'll have one of those parabolic mics to pick up the sounds of the players hitting each other and making noises and whatnot. So,
are listening for the next play.
Yeah, it depends.
Little spies among us.
Yeah, Patriot rule.
Deflate gate. Oh, hey, Danny, you and I are on the same page.
What was that? All right.
Anyway.
Well, thank you, Rob, for that. Appreciate it. You guys ready to move on?
Yes, sir.
Do it.
Northwest Curiosity Society brings you
What the was that?
We're going to go to some strange, weird noises in the woods at night.
Something new?
This is Sing Leap on YouTube. This was some recordings that they got of some weird noises in the woods, right? You can see it's right off their back porch.
What is that noise?
Anyway, it almost sounds like breathing. I could.
No, it sounds like it's pretty far away.
Sounds like something very far away scream, like a
Yeah.
scream.
What if they had a parabolic mic with them?
If
Well,
they had
so-
a parabolic mic, dude.
Some of them sounded like
Is there a backstory to that?
no. It's just some guy that recorded weird sounds off the back of his
His porch?
porch. You guys ready to move on? Hello and welcome to Guess That EVP. Guess That EVP. Danny, why don't you set this up for us?
Yeah, so let's take you guys back in the way back time machine here. So,
Like really?
January-
Like for real? Or
like for reals, for reals. Well, maybe not this time, but January 20th to be exact of 2018. You guys remember where we were back then?
Washoe?
buffet in Vegas?
That could be a thing. This was that treacherous road trip, I believe, to
when it was
Goldfield
snowy.
Hotel. When we're dumping snow and making our way up through the mountain pass or whatever it felt
I had
like.
my eyes closed the whole time.
White knuckled. We were white knuckled.
You and me both.
Yeah.
Even when I was driving, it was scary. But yeah, Goldfield Hotel. So this was one of our. Well, I thought we were supposed to guess that or name that EVP.
Yeah.
Let's
You can
instead
set
of
it
me
up.
teeing up exactly what's happened here, just say we're in the Goldfield Hotel. Let's go ahead and play it and talk through it here. See what you guys think. I think all of us here were in this recording. All right, go ahead. Go
Recording.
ahead and play it.
Northwest Curiosity Society, Goldfield Hotel.
Was
We're
I
in
slurring?
the
Yeah, I
basement,
think so.
heading towards the mine shaft where the child was allegedly thrown down.
I think Scott had some
After his
orange
death.
drink.
We're getting an average temperature of 43.6.
Oh. I remember that.
What was that?
Seriously?
It sounded like it was behind you.
Seriously?
It was in front of me.
It was this for sure.
6.
I'm playing it again.
Oh,
right
yeah.
there.
What was that?
Seriously?
It sounded like it was behind you.
Seriously?
It was in front of me.
It was this for sure.
What was this?
No.
No. What was that?
Now
had
we're
to have
walking
gotten
around the
both of
new
these audios.
construction in the Goldfield Hotel.
You-
I didn't
In
see
the basement.
You hear that?
moving or anything.
You hear that sound?
that back.
Okay,
Yeah,
let's
that-
hear it again.
Is anybody doing an investigation right now?
I
No.
think-
What was that? We had to have gotten that on both of these audios.
I've got my audio going too.
Will you
I didn't see anything
Play that
moving
back.
That
or anything.
sounds
Play that
like
back.
an EMF detector.
Is anybody doing an investigation right above us?
No. Team 1, Team 2. I don't know right now what your guys' location is.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. That was something.
Yeah.
It sounded like it was. I thought you did it.
We have
was up there.
some noises here in the
Where
basement
did it sound like it was?
as we were approaching.
We're all like,
I thought it was this. So this is
But it
exact-
wasn't moving.
But it wasn't moving.
So
No.
I'm playing back.
This is exactly what I thought it was. My eyes went right here.
Okay, let's listen to this.
I'm playing back right now. You've got your audio still going?
Yeah.
Okay, this is the
It-
playback.
that camera will pick it up. For sure.
I'm recording still though.
Traffic. Yeah. Okay, here we go.
There it was.
Yeah.
What was that?
Seriously? Here, let's see.
So, Danny, I gotta ask.
Yeah.
Is there?
There's a few questions on this one.
Yeah. Listen, was that? Did you just choose that clip to show what a wuss I am? There was
No,
nothing in there except
but-
for me going, "Oh, I'm out. What was that? Are you serious?"
Scott, fun fact. Scott gets a little bossy when he gets scared.
Well,
I know right now.
He switches into.
I need to know. I need to know right now.
He
What
switches
is your
right now.
location?
Where-
security mode.
I don't know. I don't think I sounded very confident myself. What was that?
You did. Yeah.
No, I didn't
then
run.
You called
Just
it.
feet running.
You called it, Rob. You said that was something.
That was
Great
something.
observation.
That was something. Yeah, that was my years of experience.
I think we had maybe
Here-
1 year under our belt on that one.
Yeah. You
are
know
you
what's
serious?
funny to me about this one? This is my favorite part with when early on in the recording you hear, and I still have yet to figure out. I mean, I know the theories, but why it's an important metric. Our average temperature reading. If you remember.
so that we can
Early on.
so that we can determine if there's cold spots, because you
Yeah.
know when there's a variance in temperature or a significant drop
Yeah.
and it becomes
What if
cold.
it's already freezing ass cold?
That's true.
Which it was.
Well, I mean 47 degrees.
47.
That's not that bad.
That was
Yeah.
inside. It was
Yeah.
colder outside.
That was inside. It was colder outside.
We're getting an average temperature of 43.6.
43.
How many readings did you take to get
Hang on,
that
hang
average?
on.
That's so weird.
What was that?
Seriously?
Seriously?
43.6.
Hang on.
What was that?
Seriously?
Seriously?
We both sound like
Seriously?
little kids. What was that?
It was this for sure.
What is this?
Here I am trying to be like, it was my jacket. Here, it was this.
If you remember though too, I know that I was streaming live on Facebook then, and that the device I was using completely powered down right as that happened. And I
Oh,
thought
wow.
we had at least a couple of other devices. I thought we had another couple devices that powered down. But this recording is from my phone that was in my pocket that I left recording.
To me, it sounded like it was like the strapping for the HVAC piping, you know, like
Like
a loose
let loose-
pieces, like it let loose.
Yeah,
Because
but
it did that. Dun.
yeah,
Yeah.
like it was under pressure and it.
Yeah, and it released.
Yeah, that's what it sounded like to me. But I don't know, kind of weird. I know that was early on too, like before all the mass construction, right?
No, they were just putting up
I think it was
the
during.
metal studs and they were doing the framework. Remember the metal
Yeah.
studs?
But
Yeah, but I remember that. And I remember all of us being together. Nobody stepped on anything. Nobody.
No, we
I mean,
were
it was-
center
Yeah.
in the hallway.
Yeah.
We weren't touching
I
it.
actually
You guys,
forgot.
you guys ready to move on?
Yeah.
Wait, hold on.
We
Interrupt
One
this
more
program to
observation.
bring you a
Time out.
special report.
What, Danny?
One more observation, because again, we were very young in our career here. We'll say one of the other observations here is the response back after Scott conveyed to Team 2 what was going on. I think it was Klein. Maybe he says, "Are the lights on?" Like, what does that matter for? The
Yeah, I
investigation,
heard
but-
that. Yeah,
Yeah. Anyway, just it's
is
just
funny.
sometimes you got to laugh at yourself. I
Well,
guess.
we were in the
All right.
basement. Maybe they were questioning our flashlights at the time.
Yeah.
Because we could have flashed it up and I don't know.
Related to the sounds. I don't know.
Well, yeah. I mean, on one of the investigations, I can't remember which, it was one my brother went with us, and they were up on the second or third, I think on the second, and there was a group just below them on the first, and people were flashing their flashlight, and it freaked my brother and this woman that he was with, and she just freaked out, and we were all wondering, because you heard a thud, you know, and she was just freaking out, but it was just happened to be flashlights flashing up through the wall,
yeah.
and it just freaked him out.
We interrupt this program to bring you a special report.
Our on-the-spot reporter, Rob, what do you got for us?
Well, let me see what you guys think of this. Pentagon curbs UFO transparency. So, new Pentagon office criticized as effort to control UFO investigations end.
Anna died.
Yeah. Unidentified flying phenomenon.
So what are they trying to do?
So, a Defense Department group will now oversee the U.S. government-wide investigations into UFOs with little hope for...
Oh, boy.
Yeah. With little hope for transparency or oversight. And then in the article, it shows that one video, the famous video that came out in mid-2020, right in the middle of the pandemic. The Air Force released it where they're following this UFO. Did you guys
The
see
Tic
that?
Tac?
Yeah.
The Tic Tac one?
Yeah. And anyway, there's a whole fleet of them, what one naval aviator tells another. So it was kind of, Trump was still in office and he was all for letting all that stuff out.
Right. I think that was one of his last executive orders is to release UFO.
Yeah, some of it. But it seems like, anyway, it
Information.
just seems like they're kind of reeling that back in. This just was released on December 2nd, 2021.
We can't handle the truth.
Yeah, maybe we can't, maybe not. But
They're doing it for your safety.
I know. I keep telling myself that.
So anyway, the Pentagon quietly announced Tuesday, the night before Thanksgiving, that it formed the Esocentric Sounding Airborne Object Identification and Management Synchronization Group.
Can I have the acronym for that?
AOIMSG.
Wait, say that again?
Airborne Object Identification and Management Synchronization Group.
Oh, my gosh.
Chief.
Interesting.
I'm the chief of the
Airborne Object Identification Management Synchronization Group.
That just makes the whole thing sound like a joke.
AOIMSG.
Is that part of Space Force?
It does sound French.
So, working with intelligence agency, it serves as the follow-up on to a government-wide effort earlier this year to document and analyze reports of encounters with unidentified objects, unidentified aerial phenomenon, or UAPs. So, I don't know. That I just found that interesting. What are you guys thinking?
I don't know.
Anna died.
So the Defense Department, they have since justified the having that office. It's necessary to provide uniformity in the reporting process.
I think if the government designates an office, I don't think that you're ever going to get anything really legitimate out of that office.
Or it's going to cost you $35 a page.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
It's
We've
for
got that on the
profit.
account, right?
It's for profit.
Oh, wait. I screwed that up.
And then it'll all be, reenacted, all blacked out. Just you'll see a couple of sentences on your piece of paper that you spent $35 on.
I think we should still make a request to get it and see what we can get.
Yeah, so there's a quote. It represents a brazen step towards completely stifling the demand for both public and Congress for increased UFO transparency. And that came from Peter Whiteley. You know who Peter Whiteley is based off of our previous shows. He's the member of the Mutual Identified
MUFON.
MUFON. Yeah.
MUFON.
Mutual UFO Network.
Yep.
Well, thanks for that, Rob. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks, Rob.
All right, you guys ready to move on?
Yes, sir.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Mm-hmm.
In a quiet town. In a small studio. It's Northwest Curiosity Society's movie review.
For centuries, there has been a legend of a land untouched by time. Authors have written about it. Explorers have vanished searching for it. And one man will set out to discover the truth.
A journey to the center of the earth. It wasn't just science fiction. It's inspiration.
Come on, boys.
Don't worry. Looking good. Direction is my sixth sense.
Watch out!
Let's go. Nobody move. Slightest change in pressure can cause it to shatter. It's actually thicker than I thought. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you the center of the earth.
We believed in something that everyone told us was impossible.
Doesn't this just completely blow your mind?
Guys, there's more. Lane!
Diamonds.
Every clue leads them deeper.
Someone saw all this and told Vern.
Does this mean the dangerous parts in the book are real?
Every step takes them further.
We're surrounded by lava!
How much time do we have?
48 hours.
There's a geyser-like river we can take to the surface.
Into an amazing new world.
Guys, we want to hang on to something!
This summer.
Shut your trap! Ugh.
Get ready for the first live-action digital 3D movie ever.
Haven't you ever seen a dinosaur before?
Not with skin on it!
Journey to the center of the earth 3D. Experience the next dimension of adventure. Only in theaters summer 2008.
Journey to the center of the earth.
The first 3D.
Rob, what do you think?
Well, I'll tell you. I think I've already voiced my opinions. I'm going to try to be a little bit more optimistic.
I'm not.
Don't beat around
It's
the bush.
predictable.
Don't beat around the bush,
Yeah,
Rob. What do you think?
Well, these Brandon Fraser, whatever his name is, movies were Brendan, yeah, running from the monster or the ball of fire or whatever and then he's just doing these things that are just totally physically impossible to do. And
it's a movie.
I know, but there are some funny parts like the
when they're falling,
when they're falling
so
we're
long
still
they have to
falling. There's some good.
They have to take a break and a breather and look at each other as they're falling. It's like we're still falling. That was kind of funny.
Yeah, there are some funny little things in there, and there are some things because your imagination. If you were to imagine some sort of place in the center of the earth, they did a pretty good job of trying to represent that, I guess. But I don't know. There's a couple things too, like they supposedly found the dad and he was buried right by the ocean that's under there, and I'm like, well, who buried him? They had
No, he buried him. His brother buried him. They found the body. They just didn't show it.
Oh, so he went and buried him really quick. I kind of missed that part, I guess, because it kind of all of a sudden found.
Maybe if you had watched the movie.
I watched the entire movie, every freaking second of it.
Whoa, settle down.
He did say he was on an airplane watching it, so he could have nodded off for a second.
No, I'm coming at you, boy.
Settle down.
I'm coming at you, boy, because I know you didn't watch a single.
I've seen that movie like 10 times. I love it. I love it. I own it. I own it.
How did it end?
I own it.
How did it end?
I own it.
How did it end?
I own that.
He owns it. Just hasn't opened up the packaging.
Tab, what did you think?
I'll be honest. I watched half of it, and then I fell asleep.
Exactly.
Danny, what do you think?
I have a working theory.
Okay.
I think that for anyone that doesn't like Brendan Fraser movies, it's because they haven't let go of Encino.
That's probably it.
Tarzan boy, or what was it? Wasn't he Tarzan in one movie?
Yeah, he was named Link. He was Encino Man. He was the what do they call it? Cro-Magnon Man or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yes,
Cro-Magnon.
Okay, so that was his second movie ever. So anyway, nonetheless, I got the same vibe from this movie as we did with Without a Paddle. It's one of those, okay, yeah, Brendan Fraser, okay, fine. But to me, it was one of those kind of feel-good movies. Again, as far as acting, and yes, I see he can be a little bit annoying, but I think overall they did a pretty good job on it. Side note, the director on this, Eric Brevig, is famous for some other movies as well. Men in Black, I didn't realize that. Was one of his early movies. Did Lost Boys. I think we referenced that on here a few times.
Wow.
And
okay.
And so he's got some, The Village, he did that. He's got some horsepower behind him. But I thought overall it was well shot. It was based on the 1864 novel of the same name by French author Jules Verne, which I thought was cool. They pretty much just adapted that novel for screen, and they also referenced the book in there.
Yeah, several times.
And kind of hinted to that, Jules, the book that he wrote was his account of his actual trip to the center of the earth and his escape. So, there's some things that are pretty far-fetched, I guess, but we hinted to some of those in our discussion today too. Overall, I don't know. I got the same feel. It's kind of a feel good movie. I'll just qualify that though and say, I even at one part kind of teared up a little bit. I love the relationship between, especially when they're kind of estranged father and son, and then even though they didn't really get to connect here, but the son kind of gets that realization that my dad loved me, like when he read his journal entries to son, that kind of stuff. I always get the feels on that stuff, so
Yeah.
But overall, I mean, it's a little cheesy. I think we've done worse. We did the Haunted Man, Disney's Haunted Mansion, whatever, with Eddie Murphy. I don't think it quite hit that, but it was overall good in my opinion.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it. Like I said, I own the movie. I like the original one too. There's an original one, that was actually not quite as silly, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the original one was really good too.
Now, was that a Disney movie?
I don't think the original one was.
This one,
No, not
the
Brendan
2008,
one, but no, the one in what was it, 1950 something?
The original? I don't think it was.
It was, yeah.
I don't think it was a Disney film.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I like how they portrayed what it might be like. It was just fun. It was a fun movie. I've seen it several times. But yeah, good movie. All right. And thank you everybody for being here for big episode number 30 something. And Rob, thank you for all your fabulous editing and the
more to do.
troublesome editing that you have before you. Tab, thank you for the fun fact quiz.
And Scott, thanks for the pizza.
Danny, thank you for being here all the way from California.
Sacramento.
Jesse, thank you very much for
bailing.
Petey, thank you.
Thanks, Pete.
Where are you, Pete?
Thank you for
Jesse.
all you do.
Bye.
Where's Waldo?
Bye. Where's Pete?
Bye.
We
The
miss
next
you, Pete.
episode is going to be huge. It's going to be a big one. It's going to be a big one. And Jesse and Petey will be our guests on that show. Jesse's technically a guest now, isn't he? Until then.
99.
Bye.
Later.
Good night.